Job, though, of a coach to manage a game in terms of the X's and O's, or is the real job to manage the egos over the course of a long season?
It's a combination of both of those things, and the management of the game is one thing, X's and O's, but I'll tell you what, the management of the egos in the NBA, and having worked in the NBA for 23 years, that's not an easy thing to do, but he understands it. He was a player on a championship team with Boston, and a guy that sat on a bench, and I think that's helped him.
Do you think fans have any understanding at all of how grueling a long NBA season is?
No, they don't. The 82 games is one thing. The 8 preseason games is another. The playoffs are another, but it's the travel and the late hours, Dale.
All right, here's what they do need for a little bit of help. All those games, all that travel. It's even harder on the body when you're older. Now, 30-something isn't as old to me as it used to be, but in NBA years, it's very old. So you look for any little thing that helps, and the Mavericks have found it. And George Reba has found it too. George?
Yeah, what they found kind of makes a lot of sense. We see them sitting around with their feet in buckets of ice after basketball games all the time. Well, there's a new technology out there that might be better than old-fashioned ice.
What a game and what a series!
The Mavericks reached the NBA Finals despite being the oldest team in the league. Even during the regular season, they always found the ability to bounce back no matter how tired they got. Veteran experience only goes so far, so maybe it's something else. Maybe it's cryotherapy.
It's unbelievable. Oh, you got to go do it. Anybody that hasn't, go and treat yourself.
What is cryotherapy? It's a hypercooling process, and instead of using ice to cool down the body to get rid of swelling and fatigue, you step into a chamber to cool down the entire body using liquid nitrogen. Some of the Mavericks have been using the therapy twice a week.
You just can't get that effect in an ice bath. Even though an ice bath is excruciating and painful, it's a different type of cold. And it's a tissue penetrating cold. I mean, that's where the benefit comes in.
Cryotherapy was developed in Japan in 1978 and has been used in Europe for the last 20 years. Eric Rauscher of Millennium Ice in Plano says only 10 systems like this currently exist in the United States, and the Mavericks have access to this one.
It revives you, gives you a youthfulness, and if you have any aches and pains, instantly when you step out of that chamber, you're revived.
Okay.
The coldest place on Earth is Antarctica, where it's been known to get down to minus 129 degrees Fahrenheit. In here, it gets down to minus 220 to 250. That makes this place even colder than the coldest place on Earth.
In a second, I'm going to press start. What you're going to want to do is every time you hear that blast of cold air, just turn a little bit in the chambers.
It's up there. Or down there, I should say.
You're hovering right at about minus 240, minus 250 Fahrenheit.
Within 60 seconds, the skin temperature drops to between 30 to 35 degrees.
You know, it does make sense that if you're doing total body therapy like that, that it can affect, you know, all your muscles, allow you to recover a little bit quicker. But I would say there's still probably a lot that needs to be understood about it.
You know, it's a brand new technology. It is a little bit out there, so to speak.
Yeah, I've done that for a while now, and it's a healthy thing.
Is it painful?
It's cold. It's not painful, but it is cold.
You just do it in a few minutes.
How bad is it?
No, it's cold. You in your drawers.
Yeah, it is. Well, that chamber's a lot better than ice baths. You sit in an ice bath for a while, and it starts to hurt. Once it starts to hurt, it's time to get out. And Dale, by the way, it's 350 degrees hotter out here than it is outside that chamber.
Not by much. Not by much. I think I could use a cold bath right now.
You need to do that.
I know I do, but I'll have to wait because we have more to do on this Maverick special tonight. Destination NBA title. And we'll be right back.